Hello, Morgan Labs. So now that we're done with the chord scale, we're going to go to the harmonized scale now. So what we're going to do, we're going to harmonize the major scale, and then what we'll do is kind of discuss how we do that and some songs that relate to that harmonized scale. Okay, so we're going to do harmonized scale in triads and sevenths. It's not the chord scale. Each note gets a single chord. I'll show you what I mean. The C major scale, if you just think about the piano, this is ukulele, but sometimes easier to think about piano and the notes. So all the white notes, that's the major scale. You start on C and go up. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Okay, C. That's Ionian mode. You have different modes. Your other major modes are Lydian and Mixolydian. Okay, but this will be your foundation for your major kind of scale. Now what we do is we pick every other note in threes. So that means that we'll get C, E, G, D, F, A, E, G, B, F, A, C. You see the pattern? And then A, C, E. That's kind of tricky because I didn't rewrite. Oh, I skipped G. A, C, E. Let's go back to G. G, B, and then D. G, B, and D. Already done A, C, E, and then B, D, F. See how we got every other note? And you just kind of keep repeating the notes, the sequence. Okay? Easy enough, right? This is like the standard harmonization for a major scale in triads. So the names of the chords: C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, B diminished. It has a little degree symbol like 32 degrees, right? But in music it means diminished. Okay, so there's your standard harmonization for a major scale Ionian mode. And what we do is we use something called the Nashville System, where we use Roman numerals to indicate the degrees, scale degrees, right? So a capital is a major chord. So your 1, 4, 5 are major chords, and lowercase numerals are minor chords. So your 2, your 3, your 6 are minor chords. And then the 7 is diminished. That's kind of minor-ish. So you give it a lowercase with the little degree symbol right there. Okay, so we have our harmonization. So now basically you could just kind of pick random numbers, 3, 1, 7, 2, and then match up, okay, what the chord would be, right? But that's too random. You have to have a certain progression in mind. 1, 4, 5 is a very common progression. 1, 4, 5, I don't mean in numerical order. 1, 4, 5, 1, 4, 5. It's any song that has the chords 1, 4, 5 from your kind of parent scale. Our parent scale is our C major scale in this example. Okay. Examples of the 1, 4, 5 progression, lots of them. But here's some off the top of my head. La Bamba, 1, 4, 5, la 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 Bamba, 1, 4, 5, la 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 Bamba, then this the 1, 4, 5, and then Wild Thing, 1, 1, 1, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, 1, 1, 4, 4, 4, 5, 5, 5, 1, 1, something like that. Wild thing. And then I said 50s because they'll call this the 50s progression. They'll have the 2 in there somewhere sometimes. 1 4 5 2 or 1 4 5 6. Like I said, not numerical order, but they'll kind of pull these from a bucket. Just imagine just picking numbers out of a hat. It's kind of like that. Your progression kind of gives you the bucket with which to pull your different flavors of chords and kind of gives it an order. 12 bar blues is another 1 4 5 progression, but it's 12 bars. So each one of these Roman numerals is a bar. A bar is 4 beats. When you're talking about music, you have a beat, right? You hear a song, 1, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. That's in 4 4, because it seems like you kind of your cycle kind of repeats after 4. 1 2 3 4. 1 2 3 4. So a lot of 12 bar blues songs, they're in 4 4. Quarter notes gets the that's not. They just write it like just 2 4s on top of each other like that. Anyway, so your 12 bar blues progression, it would go something like 1 1 1 1 4 4 4 4 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 5 5 5 5 4 4 4 4 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1. And then sometimes at the end they'll do something called a turnaround. Well, they'll go 5 5 5 5 4 4 4 4 2 2 5 5 1 1 4 4 1 1. You see, they kind of reset it. You know, they use these chords to kind of like lead in to the 1, and they lead in using force. Okay, that's another thing we got to talk about. You can't pick chords. You can pick chords at random, but they may or may not be very musical sounding. So having them revolve in force gives you a better way to make them sound like music. Okay, not yet. 12 bar blues jazz, right? So jazz, those are your 7th chords. 7th chords, you just take them 4 at a time instead of 3 at a time. Remember how we got the triads? We just took every other note 3 at a time. For the jazz, the 7ths, you take every other note 4 at a time. And so when you do that, let me go back up for a second. I'm just going to show you one, and then I'm going to kind of go back. So we're going to go C, E, G, B. That's going to be C, E, G, B. That's going to be a C major 7 if you know your formulas, right? And then you'll have D, F, A, C. That would be a D minor 7, okay? So on and so forth. And so we go down and we do that for each note, each scale degree in the scale, and we'll get C major 7, D minor 7, E minor 7, F major 7, G dominant 7, B diminished or B half diminished, or B minor 7 flat 5. B, yeah, leave it at that. Half diminished is like a degree symbol with like a line through it. So it's like almost like a diameter symbol, but it's like real small. Anyway, that's getting too deep. All right, now just know that's what it looks like when you look at it in a fake book. All right, this is getting long. I know we're almost there. So here we are. We have 1 is the major 7. Excuse me. 1 major 7, 2 minor 7, 3 minor 7. The 4 gets a major 7. The 5 gets a dominant 7. The 6 gets a minor 7. And the 7 gets a minor 7 flat 5. Okay. And some examples. I need to work on my examples for these. For the 7th chords. LHill Killing Me Softly with his words. That one. That one's in fourths, which now that segues into our discussion about fourths. If you know your intervals, you know that if you take for every other kind of fourth note, that's a fourth, okay? So if you go 1, 2, 3, 4, that's a fourth. So C, F, that's a fourth. And if you go 1, 2, 3, and then 4, if you copy the intervals that you did here, you'll end up with a B flat. So F to B flat is a fourth. So got to go back and look up your fourths. So higher level, don't want you to get lost. Basically, the standard harmonization, when you're talking about a harmonized scale, it's just a systematic way of getting what chord to play with which note. You'll have a melody and you'll be thinking, okay, which chord progression will sound good with this melody, and a harmonized scale will help you do that. Just harmonize your scale and just kind of stick with, okay, in our major example, C1 was our C major, right? So if you had a C in your melody, it would be a C major if we were talking about kind of this basic triad harmonization, okay? All right, so let's go down. Circle of fourths. Circle of fourths. Practice chords in circle of fourths, right? It's tempting to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in numerical order and go, okay, 1 major 7, okay, C major, then D minor, then E minor, then F major, okay, then G major, and then A minor, D diminished. I'm doing the triads. And then you can do it for the 7. Don't do that. Music is in fourths, right? So here's a circle of fourths, or the circle of fifths. You go the other way, okay? You'll see a lot of this in R&B jazz, circle of fourths, and in circle of fifths, you'll see like in pop kind of stuff. I remember Justin Timberlake, I think the Rehab song, that's like in circle of fifths. Rehab, with Rihanna. Rehab. Okay, so I have to sing it because if I put the clip, they will probably block it in YouTube. Anyway, now, if you know your fourths, it's kind of like you have the word bead. Bead, and then GCF, like greatest common factor from your math class a long time ago. And then you just kind of repeat it, right? So it's like C, and then it's F, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat. See, there goes the bead. And then G flat, B flat, like that, right? So, or C flat, which is B. And then E, A, D, G, C, F. And then you go flats, B flat, E flat, A flat, D flat, G flat, C flat, which is the B, and then it's B, E, A, D, G, C. You get it? All right. Just look up any book on the circle of fourths. You should get it. Or rewind this, and just kind of, you'll get it. It'll all make sense. Just try to follow me. So classical music, classical scores, they'll be set up in like seventh chords, jazz and gospel. Usually when you see it in jazz, gospel, R&B, you'll see the seventh chords and you'll see the fourths kind of cycle, right? You'll see a 2-5-1. That's another chord progression, like the 1-4-5 progression, the 1-4-5-2. That's one thing. Knowing the numbers, that's kind of like the phone number for all your different songs that you like, right? And the beauty of it is the 145 quote unquote phone number. That's all these songs in the 50s, you know, the La Bamba 145, or Wild Thing 111 44 555 11, like that. Or you have the 12 bar blues 145. That's like another formula, and that's like Johnny B. Good, dun 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 dun. then 4, dun 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 dun, then back to 1, dun 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 dun, then 5, dun 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 dun. So you see, you have all these songs, Tutti Frutti, all Rudy. Let's say Tutti Frutti, dun dun dun. Blue one one four 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 kind of girl 1 but he doesn't really go. Tutti Frutti is kind of weird by Little Richard because they don't sometimes they don't do the straight formula, right? They'll just go straight to the 5, right? They'll go 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1 1, and then they'll go 5 5 5 5 5 5 5 5, and then they go back 1 1 1 1. They don't stick to the formula. They kind of, have liberties with the formula. Okay, so this is all major, and I think this is it for the harmonized scale, just for the major scale. If you could just kind of take every other note and group them into chords, and kind of you'll have this bucket of chords that you use to help you remember the overall kind of formula for a progression. A progression is just a succession of chords, just like a scale is a succession of notes, and you have licks. Same deal. Licks to scales is like progressions to chords, if you kind of get that analogy. And you have to learn your progressions, and then we have to learn our licks, and those will be workshops. I'll call them shed sessions. Be more detailed, and we'll just get into the music part of it. But we're almost done with the foundation here. You know the number system now. You know the chords and the formulas of how you kind of just break down all this stuff into just basic ideas. So it's not like you're learning a song and then it takes you all this time to learn one song, and it's like you're learning everything over again every time you learn a new song. You got to be able to see these overall overarching patterns, and it makes music easy, makes it more fun. All right, 251. I want you back. That little bridge. Da 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 da. 251. I want you back. Da 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 da. 251. I want you back. So that's Jackson 5 has a 251. The R&B, right? The 251 is all in there. Jazz, gospel, Christmas music. Drawing a blank, but Christmas music has a lot of those diminished chords, and Mariah Carey, all I want for Christmas, anything da 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 da. It has diminished chords in it. Want for underneath the Christmas tree. So anyway, that's that. Okay, like I said, I have to sing it because can't do a clip because YouTube will take it down. Anyway, or the algorithm, I don't know if it's smart enough to kind of hear somebody singing it and do a copyright thing. Who knows? Anyway, we'll see. All right, so that's it for that. This is just major, right? If you have a minor scale, I know this is long. If you have a minor scale, the rules kind of change, but it's almost like when I said for the pentatonics, right? A minor pentatonic, you just start at the 6. So instead of starting at the 1, you start at the 6. So this will be a 1 minor, and then this would be a 2 diminished, and then this would be a 1 2. This would be a 3, a flat 3 major, and then a flat 4 minor, and then 3 4, and then what is that? Flat 3, and then flat 4. I'm thinking of the steps, and then you have a whole step, flat 5. Okay, something's messing up here. It's supposed to be just a flat 7, flat 3, flat 6, and the 5 is just supposed to be, anyway, 1 2 3. We'll do that in the minor. Okay, but just know that this is just standard, right? You can always break the rules and switch and get different harmonizations, okay? So after we do the minor, in the next video, we'll do what I call the JGriggs hear and play harmonization, where you just use the 1 4 and 5, and you use the inversions. Okay, that'll be a whole nother video just of how you can have these standard harmonizations. Okay, and then you can have just harmonizations, just stylistic harmonizations, you know, like this gospel kind of JGriggs, I called it, because he's the one that taught it to me from hearing play. Where you use the 1-4-5 and you just get the inversions, and then you have the Stevie Wonder harmonization. He had a whole harmonization of his like scale. Jazz Duets has a YouTube about that. Okay, so that's the whole thing. Let me just do these 2 more videos, one on minor, one on the JGriggs harmonization, and then in one of those I have the link to like the Stevie Wonder kind of harmonization. So okay, hope you got it. It was long. Congratulations, you made it to the end, and I'll see you next time.